Rise up, trailblazers. Curious about your true potential. Push. The limit will ignite your fire. Get set for a transformative journey. Let us roll. Do you know what separates the lions from the lambs? Do you even understand why you're stuck rolling out of bed each morning feeling like the weight of the world is already crushing you? Wake up. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're not here by accident. You're here because deep down you know you're meant for more, but you're drowning in excuses, suffocating in comfort, and choking on the dust of your own failures. I'm Andrew Tate, and this ain't no soft pep talk. This is a war cry. This is about failure, your failure, and why it's the only thing standing between you and the life you were born to claim. You think the world cares about your sob stories? It doesn't. The world only respects those who bleed for their dreams, those who rise from the ashes of their own defeats. You're not here to be average. You're not here to wallow in the mud of mediocrity. I'm going to drag you out of that pit kicking and screaming if I have to, because today, right now, before the sun even dares to rise, you're going to decide to become unstoppable. Failure isn't your end, it's your beginning, but only if you've got the guts to face it head on. So are you ready to stop whining and start winning? Are you ready to look failure in the eye and spit in its face? Because if you're not, turn this off right now. I don't have time for cowards. But if you're still here, if you're still listening, then let's burn every excuse you've ever made. Let's talk about failure, and let's turn it into the fuel that sets your soul on fire. You've failed before, haven't you? Of course you have. We all have. But here's the dirty little secret. Failure isn't a death sentence. It's a test. It's the universe asking you, do you have what it takes to keep going when everything in you screams to quit? Most people fail that test. They crumble. They cry. They crawl back to their safe little lives. But not you. Not today. I'm going to break this down raw and real because I see the warrior in you even if you don't. I'm going to show you why failure is the greatest teacher you'll ever have, and why every scar, every stumble, every gut punch is a stepping stone to greatness if you've got the spine to stand back up. First, truth failure exposes your weaknesses. You think you're tough until life smacks you down and suddenly you're staring at all the cracks in your armor. Maybe you failed a test, lost a job, blew a deal, or choked when it mattered most. Good. That's your mirror. That's reality showing you exactly where you're soft. I remember the first time I lost a fight, not in the ring, but in business. I poured everything into a deal, thought I had it locked, only to watch it slip through my fingers because I trusted the wrong people. I could have blamed them, could have cursed the world, but instead I looked at myself. I saw my blind spots. I saw where I was naive, and I swore I'd never make that mistake again. Failure didn't break me, it built me. So ask yourself, what's your latest failure showing you? Where are you weak? Fix it. Don't cry about it. Don't hide from it. Face it like a man, like a woman, with fire in your veins, because you don't grow in comfort, you grow in pain. And if you're not growing, you're dying. Next up, failure teaches you hunger. You don't know what real hunger feels like until you've tasted the bitterness of loss. When you've got nothing, when you've hit rock bottom, that's when the animal in you wakes up. That's when you stop playing games and start fighting for your life. I've seen people who've never failed, and you know what they are, soft, complacent. They've got no edge because they've never had to claw their way out of the dirt. Failure gives you that edge. It makes every win sweeter. Every step forward means something. So embrace the hunger. Let it drive you. When you fail, don't sulk. Get angry. Get obsessed. Let that sting in your chest push you to move mountains, because until you're hungry, you'll never be great. Don't you dare forget this failure is inevitable. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. The world is a battlefield, and you're gonna get hit. The difference between winners and losers isn't whether they fail, it's how they react. Losers stay down. Winners get up faster than they fell. I failed more times than I can count in fights and deals in life. Each time I got up quicker. Each time I learned. You think I care about looking stupid? I don't. I care about winning. So stop being afraid to fail. Stop hiding behind perfection. Get out there, swing for the fences, and if you miss, swing again. Keep swinging until the world bends to your will, because giving up isn't an option. Here's another hard truth: failure separates the weak from the strong. Look around you. Look at the people who quit after one setback. They're everywhere. They're the ones complaining, pointing fingers, saying the game is rigged. Then look at the champions. Look at the ones who failed 100 times and still showed up. That's strength. That's heart. Failure is the filter that weeds out the cowards. So when you fail, thank it. It's showing you who you really are. Are you gonna quit or are you gonna fight? I know what I'd choose. I've been knocked down, humiliated, laughed at, but I've never stayed down. And neither should you. Prove to yourself you've got what it takes, because no one else is gonna prove it for you. Let's keep cutting deeper. Failure builds resilience. Every time you fail, it's like lifting a heavier weight. It hurts, it burns, but it makes you stronger. The more you fail, the more you can handle. Life is gonna throw punches at you harder and harder, and if you've never failed, you'll shatter under the pressure. But if you've been through the fire, if you've fallen and risen, those punches don't even faze you. I've had days where everything went wrong, lost money, lost respect, lost ground, but I kept going. Why? Because failure forged me into steel. It made me unbreakable. So stop dodging failure. Seek it out. Chase it. Let it hit you, because every hit makes you harder to kill. And if you're still scared, remember, this failure is temporary. That loss, that embarrassment, that dark moment, it doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do next. A single failure can't erase a lifetime of wins unless you let it. I've had low points where I thought it was over, where I questioned everything. But I didn't stop. I rebuilt. I came back stronger. So when you fail, don't wallow. Don't let it become your story. Make it a chapter, not the whole book. Get up, dust yourself off, and write the ending you deserve, because the only permanent failure is quitting. One last brutal truth: failure demands accountability. Stop blaming everyone else. Stop blaming circumstances, luck, or the system. When you fail, it's on you. Own it. I've had moments where I wanted to point fingers, where I wanted to say it wasn't my fault. But deep down, I knew the truth. Every failure I've ever had came down to a choice I made or didn't make. So take responsibility. Look in the mirror and say, I messed up, but I'll fix it. That's power. That's control. Stop being a victim of your failures and start being the architect of your comeback, because no one is coming to save you. Now let's turn this around. Let's ignite something in you. I know you're tired. I know you've been knocked down maybe more times than you can count. But I also know there's a fire in you buried under all that doubt and fear. I've been there. I've sat in the darkness wondering if I had anything left. I remember a night years ago when I lost everything I'd built. I was alone. No one to call, no one to lean on. I could have given up. It would have been easy, but I didn't. I looked at the ruins of my life and said, this isn't the end, this is the start. That moment changed me. It woke me up. And I'm telling you right now, this is your moment. You've failed, yeah. But so what? Failure doesn't own you. You own it. Use it. Let it be the spark that lights up everything you've ever wanted. Stop waiting for permission, for the right time, for someone to hold your hand. The time is now. Your comeback starts today. You've got a choice: stay down and let failure bury you, or stand up and show the world what you're made of. I believe in you, even if you don't. I see the strength in you, even if it's hidden. But belief means nothing without action. So get up, right now. Make a decision to never be weak again. Make a decision to turn every failure into a weapon. This is your turning point, and I'm not letting you miss it. Let's talk about your morning, your battleground. Every dawn is a chance to rewrite your story, to prove to yourself you're not done. Mornings aren't for snoozing, for scrolling, for dragging your feet. Mornings are for warriors. You wake up before the world does, when it's still dark, when it's quiet, when no one's watching. That's when you forge yourself. Picture this: your alarm screams at 5 in the morning and every bone in your body begs for another hour. But you don't listen. You roll out of bed like a soldier on a mission. You splash cold water on your face, look in the mirror, and see a beast staring back, ready to hunt. You don't sip coffee and mope, you move. You hit the gym, you sweat, you grind, because pain is your teacher. You plan your day like a general plans a war, every second accounted for, every goal a target. You don't wait for motivation. Motivation is for the weak. You've got discipline, and discipline doesn't negotiate. Failure taught you this. Every loss, every mistake taught you that if you don't control your mornings, you don't control your life. So own it. Make every morning a declaration that you're not the person who fails and stays down. You're the one who fails and comes back twice as strong. And to keep that fire burning, you need a mantra, a code to live by, to scream in your head when the world tries to break you. Say this with me: I crush comfort. I thrive in pain. I turn failure into power. I take what's mine. I don't wait, I act. I don't quit, I fight. I am unstoppable. Repeat that every morning until it's carved into your soul, until you believe it, until you live it. Because your morning sets the tone for everything. If you start weak, you stay weak. If you start fierce, nothing can stop you. This isn't just about one day, it's about every day. It's about stacking wins, no matter how small, until they tower over your failures. It's about training your mind to see every setback as setup for a comeback. So commit to this battle plan. Wake up hungry. Move with purpose. Let every step, every breath be a middle finger to the failures of your past. You've got the blueprint now. There's no more hiding, no more excuses. I've laid it out for you raw and real. Failure isn't your enemy, it's your ally if you know how to use it. Every time you've fallen, you've learned. Every time you've hurt, you've grown. And now here you are, still standing still, breathing, still ready to fight. I've given you the tools, the fire, the truth. But I can't fight for you. I can't drag you across the finish line. This is your war. This is your life. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to let failure define you, or are you going to redefine failure? Are you going to stay in bed, trapped in the chains of your past, or are you going to break free and build an empire on the bones of every loss you've ever taken? The world is watching even if it doesn't care. It's waiting to see if you've got the heart to rise. And I'm telling you, you do. I've seen it in you. I've felt it in the way you're still here, listening to every word, feeling every truth. So don't let me down. Don't let yourself down. Get up right now. Move. Act. Turn your failures into trophies, because if you don't fight for your dreams, you don't deserve them. Make this the day you stop losing and start winning for good.